Hello, warm welcome to this unit of medical parasitology and entomology. My name is Igikundiro. Before we get started, let me also introduce the facilitators who will help you in this unit. There is Mr. Kiamsoke Bora Uzima, Mrs. Mukabizimana Janvier, Mr. Kairang Pascal, and I. The aim of this unit is to provide you with basic knowledge about pathological conditions related to parasite and arthropod with medical importance, which will enable you to manage parasitic disease. At the end of the unit, we will be able to describe the life cycle, the habits, the mode of transmission, and the medical importance of parasite. You will be able to explain the physiological effect of parasite and the pathological condition related to parasite. And also you will be able to apply the knowledge of parasite in the management of parasitic disease. The indicative content. This unit will be composed by two parts. The first part is about medical parasitology, and the second part is about medical entomology. The teaching and the learning strategy. Normally, this unit will be delivered in a blended mode where 30% will be face-to-face and 70% will be online. So you are expected to attend all class on face-to-face teaching and also the all online activities, and different discussion will occur during class and also during online on the UR platform. I and the team hope you will gain more knowledge about medical parasitology and entomology. Thank you for your attending this unity and good luck. Medical parasitology is a science that deals with organisms living in the human body and the medical significance of this host-parasite relationship, means of fight to them, but that can be proposed. When we talk about parasite, it is an organism which lives on or in a host and take its food from the host. When we talk about the host, those are the organisms which lodge the parasite. When we talk about the different parasites which can be included in the medical parasitology, we have protozoa, elements, and also some arthropod. Parasitology has three goals, where we have to talk about biological goal, clinical goal, and preventive goal. So for biological goal, we have to know about the morphology. Of parasite, physiology of parasite, when we talk about clinical goal, you have to know about the semiology of disease caused by parasite, and you have to know about diagnosis and also the treatment. For preventive goal, you have to know about the protection of the host. So when we talk about infestation, it means this is the invasion of a living organism or environment by parasite, and it implies also determining condition and other supporting factors. For the determining condition, you have the parasite itself, morphology of parasite, physiology of parasite, and you must have also intermediate hosts, which are very essential for the perfect development of the parasite, and you have vectors which have to ensure the penetration of the parasite at the human. Then finally, you must have the animals which can lodge those parasites and disseminate those parasites from the host to another one. There are also supporting factors where we have two. The first one is about general nature and the others are about individual nature. For general nature, we have geographical factors, climatic factors, anthropological factors, where in anthropological factors you have to think about mode of life, of hosts, you have to think about quantity and quality of food. And you have also to think about the religious practice of the host. So you have also the factors which are related to individual nature, where the receptivity of individual health, his resistance to the infestation, and also the evolution of the disease can depend on sex. It can depend on age. It can depend also on professional of host. It can depend on constitution of host. So we have also some definition which are related to the parasite, where you have ectoparasite. When you talk about ectoparasite, those are the parasites which live outer surface of the host. On this case, you have to talk about ticks. You know, ticks, those are the microorganisms which most of the case they live on the cow. You have also endoparasite. Those are the parasites which live inside the host. For example, there is Entamoeba historistica. We have also the obligate parasite. Those are the parasites which are completely depend on the host during the segment or its life cycle. Example, we have Plasmodium species. We have also the definition which are related to host, where you have definitive host. Those are the hosts which load the parasite in adult stage or where the parasite undergoes the sexual reproduction. And you have intermediate hosts, where those are the hosts which load the larval stage of a parasite and or a sexual cycle of development can take place. So for intermediate host also in this case, the parasite can need two intermediate hosts. On this case, you must have the first and second intermediate host. You have also accidental hosts, where those are the hosts in the normal condition, they didn't be affected with any parasite, but when the condition is changed, on that case, those hosts can be infected with the parasite. We have also vectors. When we talk about vectors, usually they are insect or other arthropod like a mosquito, tsetse fly, ticks, flies, lice, etc. And those are the agents that can transmit the infection from one human to another one. So they can transmit those infections as mechanical vectors or as biological vectors. When we talk about mechanical vectors, those are the vectors which assist in the transmission or in the transfer of parasite form between hosts, but it is not essential in the life cycle of that parasite. But while we talk about biological vectors, those are the vectors which are also essential in the transfer of parasite, and also they are involved in the life cycle of the parasite. You have also a relationship between the parasite and the host, which is called the symbiosis. When we talk about symbiosis, it is the association between two organisms. And the symbiosis is divided into three types, where you have mutualism. When you talk about mutualism, it means there is two parasites which live together, but in this association, each parasite or each organism must live in dependence of the other one. Means no one cannot live without the presence of the second one. And you have also commensalism. When you talk about commensalism, it means one of the organisms will gain the nutriment from another one, but it doesn't cause any harmful to the second one. For example, here I have to talk about the normal flowers, which are living into the human body. Those normal flowers, they gain nutriment from our body, but they didn't cause any harmful to our body. You have also parasitism. When you talk about parasitism, there are two organisms which are live together, but one will gain harmful from another one. It means we have a parasite which take nutriment from the host and even cause harmful to the host. For example, here we can talk about Plasmodium species. The different Plasmodium species, which are the parasites, they cause malaria to the human body. It means they come into our body, then they take nutriment, then finally they cause disease to our body. We have also the effect of parasite and the host, where you have direct effect and indirect effect. In direct effect, we have mechanical injury, means the parasite can cause also we have mechanical injury, where the parasite can cause the injury to the host. We have also deterioration, deteriorate of effect toxin substance, means the parasite can also secrete the toxin which can harm the host. We have also the privation of nutriment, of course. The privation of nutriment or fluid means the parasite also will take the nutriment and even all foods and all fluids from the host. For the indirect effect, you have to talk about the immunological reaction, where when the parasite enter our human body or when the parasite enter into the host, in that case, the immunity also will react on the presence of that parasite. Here you have to understand about the immunity resistance to the parasite. We have also the excessive proliferation of certain tissue due to the invasion by some parasite, which can lead also to the damage of the tissue. So we have the different basic which are used in medical parasitology. We have to understand about the factors which can contribute to the spread of the parasite. First of all, you have the inadequate sanitation or unhygienic living condition. You have also lack of health education. Means when the population did know about the preventive measures of those parasites, or when they didn't know about the mode of transmission of those parasites, on that case, it will also easy the transmission, it means the spread of those parasites from one person to another one. When you have also insufficient water and contaminated water supply, on that case also the parasite will spread from one person to another one. Then there is also the failure to control vectors, which can due to the ineffective intervention. For example, when in some area there is maybe the insect. For example, let us talk about the mosquitoes. There is an area where there is many mosquitoes. When the community fail to control those vectors, to avoid the multiplication of those vectors, on that case also, those vectors will help in the spread of parasite from one person to another one. For the poverty, when there is a poverty, even the family will not be able to find the different requirement for the living condition. We have also the inclusivity of susceptibility can be increased due to the coexistence of HIV infection. There is also the development schemas which can also introduce the vector bring. It means when there is, for example, when there is irrigation, when there is dam project, on that case also it can lead to the development or multiplication of the vectors which can also support the spread of a parasite from one person to another one. There is also failure of drug to treat parasite infection, and also I have to talk about climatic factors. So when we are in dry season, remember there is insufficient water, and when we are in the rainy season, remember there is also contaminated water, which can also increase the spread of parasite from person to another one. When we talk about population migration, for example, in refugee camp, remember there are many persons and also they have many problems. For example, they lack water, they lack also other materials to be used for their living. So the transmission also can be occur in several ways, where it can occur by direct contact or person to person, which is horizontal transmission. It can also occur in vehicle transmission, where you talk about mother to fetus transmission. Some parasites also can be transmitted through blood transfusion, like toxoplasmosis. Others also can be transmitted as auto-infection. When we talk about auto-infection, it means the same person can infect he or himself. We have also the parasite which can be transmitted through fecal-oral route. On that case, the direct contact, for example, there is a person who doesn't not wash his hand after defecating. Then they are going to shake hands with someone. On that case, they are going to spread those microorganisms to the person where they are going to shake with. They can be also transmitted through vehicle transmission, where you have to talk about food. It means the parasite can go on the food, the parasite can go on the water, and on that case, when you come to take those food, you are going also to ingest the parasite, then you can be infected. They can be also transmitted through penetration of skin and the mucosa. They can be also transmitted by the vectors. And remember, in vectors, you have mechanical vectors and the biological vectors. So this is the end of the session. Thank you for your attention.